Part 3, the future. I was recently reading an article in the New York Times entitled The 10 Greatest College Graduation Speeches Ever Given. One of these, by one of the greatest American authors, Kurt Vonnegut, was actually given to my graduating class the year that I graduated with a master's degree from Rice University, which was in 1998. I still remember that scorching May day, sitting right next to my dear friend whose last name starts with G-A, where mine starts with G-O, and I'm speaking of the amazing violist Misha Galaganov, who is here today and is faculty at this wonderful festival. Sat right next to each other. I remember one thing in particular that Mr. Vonnegut said to us as we prepared to depart the comfort of our university experience. "This is Eden," he said, "and you're about to be kicked out. Why? You ate the knowledge apple. It's in your tummies now." To quote the 12th century, amazing, 12th century academic song that is in turn quoted in Johannes Brahms' Academic Festival Overture, which you'll hear on Saturday, Gaudeamus igitur juvenes dum sumus, in Latin, which in English means, "Let us rejoice while we are young." You too, you also, will one day in the not too distant future be kicked out of being a student. First from high school, then from college. And I'm talking about the kicked out through the front door, the good kind. And you'll find yourself in this so-called adult world, asking the same questions that people have been asking for all of history. What do I want? What is my purpose? What is important to me? And eventually, and perhaps most importantly, what do I want for my children? What I want for my children is for them to be better than me. Because of the advancements of history and science, whether in technology or in astronomy or medicine, each next generation has more knowledge and more tools at their disposal than the previous. Yes, there is some universal life experience that my generation can impart on the next, just as I learned a great deal from my parents, my grandparents, and my teachers. But you have more knowledge available to you now than I and everyone else who has ever lived had when we were your age. Don't waste this time. When it comes to music, there's a famous quote that comes to mind. The composer, pianist, and conductor Sergei Rachmaninoff once said, "Music is enough for a lifetime, but a lifetime is not enough for music." I believe in progress. I believe in knowledge. I believe in education. And I believe in science. This is the amazing thing about science. A theory, no matter how famous and how dearly it is held by anyone, is thrown out immediately without remorse as soon as it is disproven. Wow, what a concept. And this is what I hope and that everyone should hope for the next generation. May you be open to new ideas and prepared to throw out outdated old ones, regardless of where you got those ideas. I don't want my children worrying that I will be hurt that they disregarded something I taught them. I want them to constantly be searching, learning, questioning, so that humanity and civilization can continue moving forward. And it is my hope to myself to be forever open and curious as a child, so that I can continue growing and keeping up with the next generation. Not that they are forced to stop and slow down because of me or my feelings, so that they will not leave me behind. This is my responsibility, not yours. And it will one day be your responsibility, not your children's. And it is this that made my violin teacher, Mr. Goldsmith, such a great teacher. The genuine desire for his students to be better than he, giving each of us 100% while never expecting anything in return. To teach is to give. To learn is to receive. In 1986, when I was 11, my parents gave me my first telescope for my birthday, along with an astronomy book about the known planets. I remember it said that Jupiter has 15 moons. We know today that it actually has 67, and there are probably more to be discovered. It wasn't until 1992 that the first exoplanet, that is a planet orbiting a star outside of our solar system, was discovered. Today we know almost of 2,000 exoplanets, with the estimation that there are around 100 billion planets total in our galaxy alone. Finally, It wasn't until about 10 years ago that an astronaut, while in orbit around the Earth, observed the sugar that he used to sweeten his coffee in a Ziploc bag clumping together in zero gravity. And it was this observation that led to our understanding of how planets are made, with rocks clumping together, heating up as they collide. And if there are enough of them, they become round like a ball because of the immense gravity. If not, they look more like a potato or an asteroid. So think about what we'll know tomorrow. We live in an amazing country in an amazing time. However, it isn't the country and the external circumstances that make people great. It is what is inside them and the words, art, and ideas that come out of them that make them so. How will history remember us in our time? What do each and every one of you do on a daily basis that contributes to the development of humanity? And what do you do that detracts from it? It is for this reason that I'm a big believer in history and astronomy. It allows us to put ourselves and our lives into the context of the history of the world and the history of the universe. Knowing that my life, even if I live to be 116 years old, like the oldest human being in the world, living human being in the world today, is but an infinitesimally small part of the history of the universe, inspires me to give my life meaning and to spend every second I have here by trying to affect the people around me in a positive way. This is all we can really do. The last time our solar system was in this general area of the Milky Way where we are today was about 250 million years ago, or 250 million years ago, when the dinosaurs were here. Think about what might become of humanity and civilization by the next time the Earth is here again. Empires come and go, politics come and go, fame, wealth, and material possessions come and go. Even we come and go. But art and ideas are forever. Thank you.